morning, students. Today we will go for the learning of capital markets and its fundamental concepts in the case of Indian economy or in India. This is the video class for the MCOM first semester IFS subject students of GS College of Commerce, Vartha. I am Dr. K.V. Somnath, Assistant Professor, GS College of Commerce, Vartha. First of all, let us know what is capital market. A capital market is a market for securities, either debt or equity, or both, where business enterprises or companies and government can raise long-term funds. The primal role of this market is to make investment from investors who have surplus funds to the ones who are running a deficit. The different types of financial instruments that are traded in the capital markets are equity instruments, credit market instruments, insurance instruments, hybrid instruments, and derivative instruments. There are two types of capital markets, or you can say there are two categories of or divisions of the capital market: primary market and secondary market. Let us know what is a primary market. It is that market in which shares, debentures, and other securities are sold for the first time for collecting long-term capital. This market is concerned with new issues. Therefore, the primary market is also called as new issue market. In this market, the flow of funds is from savers to the borrowers, that is industries. Hence, it helps directly in the capital formation of the country. The money collected from this market is generally used by the companies to modernize the plant, machinery, and buildings for extending business and for setting up new business units. Some of the features of the primary market are: it is related to new issues market, that's why it is called as new issues market. It has no particular place. It has various methods of float capital like initial public offer or IPO, offer for sale, private placement, rights issue, etc. And it comes before the secondary market. The functions of the primary market. There are key functions. Some of the key functions of the primary market are: the new issue offer. The primary market organizes offer of a new issue which had not been traded on any other exchange earlier. Due to this reason, it is also called a new issue market. Organizing new issue offers involves a detailed assessment of the project viability among other factors. The financial arrangements for the purpose include considerations of promoters, equity, liquidity ratio, debt equity ratio, and other requirements of the foreign exchange. The underwriting services. Underwriting is an essential aspect while offering a new issue. An underwriter's role in a primary marketplace includes purchasing unsold shares if it cannot manage to sell the required number of shares to the public. A financial institution may act as an underwriter, earning a commission on underwriting. Investors rely on underwriters for determining whether undertaking ends up by buying all the IPO issues and subsequently selling it to all the investors. The distribution of new issue. A new issue is also distributed in a primary market sphere or location. Such distribution is initiated with the new prospectus issue. It invites the public at large to buy a new issue and provides detailed information of the company, issue, and the involvement of the underwriters, etc. Now let us go to the secondary market. The secondary market is that market in which the buying and selling of the previously issued securities is done. The transactions of the secondary market are generally done through the medium of stock exchange. The chief purpose of the secondary market is to create liquidity in securities. The features of secondary market. Number one, it creates liquidity. Second, it comes after the primary market. Third, it has a particular place which is called as stock market or the stock exchanges. And finally, it encourages the new investments. As far as the overall view of the initiation of the capital market in India, which is denoted as the oldest capital market in the entire Asian continent, which evolved about 200 years ago. The timeline of the Indian capital markets are like this. In 1830s, the trading of corporate shares and stocks in bank and cotton presses in Bombay started. In 1850, sharp increase in the capital market brokers owing to the rapid development of commercial enterprise. In 1860 to 61, the outbreak of American Civil War and the share mania in India. In 1894, formation of Hamada Shares and Stockbrokers Association. In 1908, formation of the Calcutta Stock Exchange Association. In 1875, BSE, Bombay Stock Exchange, has been founded. It can be said that in 1899, the stock exchange at Bombay was consolidated and electronic stock exchange started in the year 1992. NSE, founded in 1992 as a competitor of BSE, NSDL, founded in 1996, and NSDL, National Security Depository Limited, has been initiated. As far as the changes in the capital market policy and the growth rate of India is concerned, since independence, India has followed the democratic socialism, which we call as mixed economy. In 1951 to 56, the growth was 3.6%. In the war period, from 61 to 66, it is 2.5% and always remains below 5%. In 1991 onwards, the liberalized economic policy adoption, the 8th plan period, that is 1990 to 97, has moved for 6.7% growth rate, and then afterwards always remains more than 5%. In 2008, India was world's second fastest growing major economy, even in world slowdown 2009, and the growth rate is 6.1%. Now expecting 8% growth rate, and it is touching the required limits gradually. The major events in the Indian capital market: in 1993, the private sector entry allowed in the mutual fund arena. In March 1995, NSE started a limited order book market instead of open outcry. In 1992, foreign institutional investors (FIIs) were allowed in the Indian security market as a part of liberalization, privatization and globalization. The Indian economies were allowed to raise gross drawing receipts and FCCBs, that is foreign currency convertible bonds. GDRs include global depository receipts, which are being allowed in the Indian economy, in the Indian economic market. The Indian capital market divided into two stages. We can categorize into two categories, that is pre-liberalization and post-liberalization. The pre-liberalization period is from 1947 to 1991, which was very much controlled and restricted by the government of India. And after 1991, the liberalization, progressive and regulations by SEBI has been witnessed in the Indian capital market. So why there is a need for liberalization of the Indian capital market also? Because of increasing oil prices, double-digit inflation, foreign loan chances of default creates a shortage of adequate capital, and brought economic crisis for India. Some of the reforms that are underway in the capital market of India after 1991 as a part of LPG policy, that is one, establishment of Securities Exchange Board of India, establishment of creditors rating agencies like ICRA and SWADR, CRISIL, etc., increasing of merchant banking activities, foreign institutional investors and performance of Indian economy, rising electronic transactions, complete electronic transactions which were introduced in the Nifty also, growing mutual fund industry, growing stock exchanges, investors protection, growth of derivative transactions, insurance sector reforms, commodity trading, and so on and so forth. With this, I hope that you might have got the exposure on the context of Indian capital markets. We will meet in the next lesson. Thank you.